YouTube. This is Flurva coming to you today to discuss another topic of discussion. I kind of had another video previous to this speaking on a wonderful nutritional holistic doctor, and this week I've kind of, via conversations and some reading and research, have really come up to a conclusion that the entities in the matrix, the archonic, dark cabal, the ETs, draconians, the top tier insectillions, they're really doing a job. They are terraforming human bodies and colonizing people's minds. Yes. I found out why they have so many things going on within our nutritional intake, like the things we purchase, the things we grow, the things that we use as food is being utilized, unless you're growing your own or you're going to co-ops where you have entrusted farmers that you are sure where they're getting their food and meats. But even so, they're still using commercialized, industrial type of fertilizers sometimes, unless they're organic. And again, it's such a slippery slope now, but they are making sure that, crops are being grown, the seeds are GMOs. Even though it looks like food, it absolutely has a low amount of nutritional value once consumed. Many of the animals, if you're consuming flesh, are being biologically altered with vaccines, steroids. It's just, it's interesting. They are spraying chemtrails, contrails. Every aspect of your bodies is being terraformed. It is being changed and altered. And why are they doing this? So that they can infiltrate your vessel. I told you, I don't, I rarely watch TV, but unless I get a chance to watch, I love to watch movies and take notes and stuff. I like to do that. Or I'll watch shows that people say they're seeing, like people shape-shifting. But I'm noticing that on every show that's on television, since I've got back from the Matrix that people have told me to take a look at, everyone's heavily consuming alcohol. And we talked about wine and spirits. Every time you drink, it lowers your immune system and makes you more susceptible for attachment of deities and entities in demonic forms. And then also, if you become highly addicted to any drugs, illicit drugs or otherwise, marijuana, smoking every day. Yes, smoking marijuana every day is a drug. Cigarettes is a drug. Any form of drug, consistently every day. Does lower your immune system and allows for attachment to deities to attach to you. And if you engage, and it lowers your immune system so much, and your force field is actually lessened, meaning your auric field around you is consistently hampered, you leave yourself a wonderful receptacle to entities connecting and attaching to you, and perhaps even infiltrating and entering your body. And what's crazy about that is because before it was just people had attachments on them, just on their auric field, but the entities weren't actually entering into them because they weren't able to get in there because we were still biological beings. But no, family, they are infiltrating bodies because they are terraforming your body through your foods and the chemicals they're spraying every day, the water, the food, and the chemicals in the air. So they're terraforming your body, making you a better receptacle and more infiltratable by these deities and entities and whatever they are. And once they get in, well, with all the low elf waves and microwaving radioactive signals going into our brains via our cell phones, technology, the towers, they're colonizing your brain. Family, I'm not a doom or gloom. I want us to be mindful here. There's a lot going on. And remember, I made a video about why they're perpetuating for people to go into a vegan lifestyle. Also, I feel that they are doing that because most people engaging in the vegan lifestyle are entering it without knowledge, without a healthy nutritional guide for their own personal bodies. A lot of vegans that I'm meeting, remember, I've been a part of that world for a long time, are not going to doctors to get blood. And, I know in our community, many people are very, and you should be, very cautious to go get blood work. But when you're engaging in such an extreme lifestyle that is very contrary to the one that you were living previously, it is very important to make sure that you monitor yourself through body talk. I always like to read the body and see, because even I make sure I change something up. If I'm feeling a certain way or my energy is really low, I change and I try to alter based on what I'm feeling. And because I've been in a lifestyle of vegetarianism and veganism for so long, I've gotten it. But that's years of me knowing my body. But many are engaging in this lifestyle and it's making them susceptible to infiltration. And I'm not saying change being a vegan. I'm just saying do it responsibly and make sure that your immune system is stellar. I mean, you feel good, you look good, everything, your blood work is great, you're energetic. That's how you should be feeling if you're a vegan. If you're feeling any which way, you need to step it up and start seeing what you're lacking and make sure you're getting, because being a vegan and vegetarian means you should be eating mostly vegetables, not processed or GMO foods. Because a lot, I'm not getting on you vegetarians out there, but anyway, I'm just saying they are terraforming the human body for infiltration. And because now the body is more cohesive to have something come inside. Also, veganism is also perpetuating a little bit of passivity. And that's why you have to be mindful of the things you eat, especially males. Make sure that you're getting things that have more male hormonic foods. You be careful with certain nuts. Like, every recipe has cashew nuts, which is an estrogen. It has a lot of, it's an estrogen mimicker. I mean, things like pumpkin seeds are good for males. What's another one? There's a couple things that are good for males. You really have to research. You really, really, really do. Who's really good at this? What's his name? Shlomo. What's his name? Shlomo. I'll get his name out, see if I can put his information down. He's phenomenal about health and fitness with men because he's big into working out and he's been a vegan for years. His mother is Queen Afua. Shlomo, I forgot his name. I got his book once for a gentleman years ago. For my ex, actually, and my ex loved it, and he's in good shape. Now, he's a meat eater, but when I was trying to assist him with transitioning off meat, he did phenomenal. But again, he got a guide, and it helped him along the way. But I'm just telling you, family, please be mindful. And if you're drinking and engaged, I know I have my chiefers. Big up to the chiefers who like to chief it. You know what I'm talking about. If you're consuming, if you're smoking and chiefing, you know what I'm talking about. That lowers your immune system. Remember, I'm an island girl, so I'm all for the herbs. But remember, herbs are meant to what? And raw veganists, what do? We eat our herbs. We steep them sometimes in water, like make a tea out of them. We steam a little bit of them. In the raw community, we don't like to raise the temperature because it changes the molecular structure of anything. And in order to get the full benefits of something that's herbal, you don't want to warm it up. You kind of want to steep it or sit it in something overnight or put it on top of your salads or juice it. Or put it in a topical because your largest organ on your body is your skin. So put it in a type of oil that you like to put, a lot of my holistic people know how to make their own oils and butters for their skin. You put it inside, let it steep in that, and then you rub it on your body and you get the wonderful effects and benefits of the herb via that way. But by smoking something, you're changing the molecular structure and you're breaking it down and it becomes more acidic and it becomes more toxic and it lowers your immune system. Yes, it's a fact. And I'm not a doctor. Go check that out. It's a fact. We're in fourth and goal. I've always said that. We're fourth and goal. We're graduating. Many of us are in our graduating class spiritually, and we're in the midst of our final exams. We got to get it together. We have to, because they are bringing everything to challenge us. But I know if you've chosen to come here to Earth and incarnate here or volunteer here, you have exactly what it takes to overcome and supersede anything they bring or throw at us. And you know that they're targeting now the conscious community with the young lady that was shown, that was, if in itself it happened, was shown to be killed with her son in the home. That young lady had very Moorish type of language, very conscious community type of banter. That means that the fact that they're showing that means that that's the target. That means that they're targeting the conscious community. And along with Dr. Sebi passing away, how he was taken into custody, that also showing who they are targeting for your consciousness, for your attention, your negative attention. You're good. Take care of you. Take care of your family. Pay attention to your needs. Take care of your tribe. All they can do will never work as long as you don't give them more attention than you give to yourself. Okay? So all I'm saying is, watch the things that you put in your body. And I love that many people are becoming vegans and vegetarians. You know I love it because I love animals. But I want you to do it mindfully and healthy. And read your body, and please go and get a checkup and make sure that everything about you is good, changing your lifestyle. I prefer that you have a lifestyle that is working for you, where you're working and you're functional and you're healthy, than one that is challenging you and making you a receptacle to being terraformed, so that something can attach to you in your lower state. And for all those throwing back the yak who like to drink, you know, I listen, many of our ancestors engaged in drinking, but many people are melanin, especially those from the United States who are called quote unquote African Americans or Native Americans, and natives have a sensitivity and allergy to alcohol, which is distilled sugar. And meaning if you have an allergy to distilled sugar means in the sugar state, you have an allergy to it as well. So the fact of the matter is, if you're from any indigenous bloodlines, which I believe personally I see in a lot of African, quote unquote African Americans, I would be very mindful to, if you're engaging in having drinks, it could be why remember, wine and spirits makes you receptacle. Remember, many of the shamans used to engage in certain psychedelic drugs and things to invoke, consciously invoke the ancestors to speak to the spiritual realm and go to other dimensions. But they did it consciously. They weren't, dropping it like it's hot in the club while throwing back some Hennessy and blacking out and not even knowing who's taking over their vessel, what they did, or what kind of conversation they had, who's in their body. So I'm just saying, do everything consciously. If you're going to engage in those things, just do it in a conscious way. I personally think that right now the graduating class should know better. You should do better. We're almost there. We're on fourth and goal. You see what's going on outside in the matrix. You see all the things that they're perpetuating and they're throwing at you. You don't have to engage in it. You don't have to get emotional about it. You don't. But you have to take care of self. Because at the end of the day, the final exam is about you. It's what you've learned, how you've applied it to your life and your growth. And if your heart ends up being as light as a feather, the laws of Ma'at. Because in order to go into higher realms, our heart has to be light as a feather. And everything they're throwing at you, if you emotionally take it in, will make it heavy and hard. So, big up to the class, the Ascension Class 999, because we're getting out of 666 and we're going into the inversion. So, big up to the graduating class, spiritual class. I say, take your final exams, know everything that's coming at you, take everything you've learned from all these master, wonderful teachers that have passed on, and take all that we've applied to our lives that have worked, and we know that are from our higher sense of being, a higher sense of consciousness and spirituality, take your exam and take it with knowing that you're going to pass with flying colors. Just make sure, you know, because I'm an avid student with you. I'm one of the students. I by no means I'm a teacher. I am an avid student with you, and I want to graduate with most of my classmates, and all of them actually. So let's do this with utilizing our discernment. Okay, so you know, join me Thursday at Aquarius Rising, Ninth Gate. We always go in and we have wonderful conversations, and we'll probably go more into the terraforming of our bodies and how we can protect ourselves with, sometimes crystals are nice, sometimes just making sure you're smudging, clearing out your homes. Sage is not working as much anymore. We have people that are being attacked from all levels, so we need to make sure that we're vessels are good, because all the outside modalities are not working anymore. I could tell you that, but we'll get in conversations on the show. So I gotta go. I talked for a little bit, and I wish you all well. And let's pass this exam with flying colors. Okay, peace out. Thurman.